I don't know if this is live or not. Ah, there we go. I was gonna juggle. Said I am gonna go live. Okay. YouTube and Facebook go live at different times. It's very fascinating. Good morning. Saha no dobre ranok, dobre den, or dobre utra. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna learn how to say good morning in a couple other languages because I only know like 4 or 5, so I'm gonna have to learn some new ones. And I am going to try to keep this as succinct as possible. Get all these good mornings out of the way and everything else. How you doing? What I wanted to go over today real quick is, sorry, I'm pulling up this so I can see it over here while I am live at the same time. And now we've got that. I'll get this figured out. Anyways, why you should listen less. What I just should have started with because I just wasted like 35 seconds on rambling. So, why you should listen less? Why do you want to listen less? Everybody says you should listen more. Here's a quick story for you, and then I have to go. So, I went to see family this weekend, which was great. Always good to see family. I'd seen some family I hadn't seen in a long time, and that was super cool. And it was my niece's graduation from high school, and so that was great. We had this big party and all these things going on, all these people there. And I realized something when I was talking to other people, and I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to finish that here in just a second, but a lot of my family believes that I don't like people. And I am, those of you that know me know, I do love people. I'm a bit of an introvert, but I love people and I love helping and I love contributing and just like seeing what's possible for others. And so I started thinking about that on my drive back because it's about a 6.5 hour drive back home. And I was thinking about, you know what? I wonder why. It's interesting that some people think I don't like people, and some people think that I do like people, and some people think that I'm introvert and extrovert and whatever else. But when it comes down to it, what I realized was that sometimes you need to listen less, meaning sometimes you need to listen less. Let me explain. So I was saying to myself, man, I wish there was somebody here at this party and somebody that I'm talking to. I enjoyed talking to everybody. Everybody was talking about topics that were interesting and fine, but they weren't things that really got me going and got me excited about everything. Like talking to you guys, talking about human optimization, talking about squeezing every ounce of potential possible out of yourself mentally and physically, just so you can be amazing, be remarkable, I like to say. And I was like, nobody talks about that stuff. Why isn't anybody talking about any of this kind of like biohacking or human optimization or personal development or perspective philosophy, any of this stuff? Nobody's talking about this stuff. Man, I wish I could find people that would talk about this stuff. And so after I whined to myself for a little while on the way back and then realized that people think that I'm not a people person and I don't like people, I realized the big aha. It only took me a few minutes to get to the big aha for you, but the big aha is the fact that I didn't even bring up anything to do with mindset and personal development and books that I like and human optimization and biohacking. And I don't even know if they know what that is because I didn't bring it up. So I just made up this story in my head on the way home or afterwards that like, oh man, these conversations are no fun. Nobody talks about the things that I want to talk about because I was spending 100% of my time listening and, talking, but 100% of my time listening instead of contributing in a way that might make them think about things either differently or I might have found out, oh, you know what? my aunt or my uncle or cousin or whoever, they're really into this stuff. I didn't even know it because I didn't bring it up because I was too busy just listening and not actually contributing to the conversation. So that's one aspect of it. Listen less, right? It is important to listen, but sometimes you have to listen less and interject what's something to see if there is a possibility of diversity in the conversation. That's number one. Number two is be careful of the stories you tell yourself. I've said this in the past because they are true, right? Nobody that I talked with was into the stuff that I'm into. Man, that wasn't any fun, which is true because I didn't mention any of it. Boing! So, with that said, think about that when you're in having conversations and you're talking to people and you're thinking to yourself at certain moments, either during or afterwards, man, I wish I could find some people like me. I wish everybody would talk about things that I'm interested in. And if you're thinking about that during the conversation that you're having, while you're having it with the person that you're listening to, you're not really listening. So that's something to think about also. Active listening is important. And then afterwards, you can question yourself about whether or not people are into what you're into and talk about what you want to talk about and the stories that you're telling yourself based on the fact that you didn't do anything except listen and nod and give some feedback actively and things like that. So, question, if you made it this far, has anybody been in that situation before where afterwards you were just like, oh, you know what? I didn't actually participate fully in that conversation, and that's why I felt like I didn't get everything that I wanted to get out of it. Other thing, if you've made it this far, 7 minutes. I gotta speed these up. If you made it this far, at 2:15 p.m. today Mountain Time, I'm going to make a really fun, cool announcement about something that I'm testing next week that you can all participate in. Yes. So stay tuned. Talk to you then. All of that jazz. And have an amazing day. I see you this afternoon because it's better than the alternative.